part of us that gravitates toward or is engaged in violence.
Mm.
And I know there's all sorts of violence. There's the physical violence, then there's the violence we do to ourselves just by dishonoring.
Well, we do not have a simple answer for you. It would be very nice if there was a simple answer. We can tell you that what you see in movies and televisions and games are the outcome of the belief. They are not the cause of the violence. They are only a result of violence. And then it grows itself. Because now the outer experience is now also the inner experience is now also the outer experience, and now both of those experiences in both directions charge each other over and over.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's being fed.
Yes, from both directions.
Right.
We can say to you that that you, as human beings, like to have you call adrenaline rush. And so you have become addicted to adrenaline rush. And violence is one of the things that makes the body flush with adrenaline. And so it is not necessarily a need to be violent, but it is a tool that lifts the adrenaline so that you feeling alive in action and alive and moving all time. There is that part of it which is there. There is many centuries of misunderstanding, of separation from soul in a way which creating a distance from the center soul self, and that very each time you are step away from the center of soul self, you feel unsafe.
Yes.
And so the mental part of you, which is designed to find answers, decides that the way to feel safe is to do such and such a thing. So and then if it does this and you feel safe, now it is a patterned way to feel safe. So in some people's, to feel safe, you build big walls and hide behind them.
So you can find yourself. It's hide and seek.
In some people's, you run away to feel safe. In some people's, you kill to feel safe. In some people's, to feel safe, you feel like you must have control over whatever is around you, so that no one can take it away from you. And so you become greedy about having enough, because sometimes to feel unsafe is to be afraid. So let us say, for instance, several thousands of years ago, you were eating all okay, yes, and then the rain does not come down, and the river does not flood and make a silt for things to grow, and at the same time there was another clan who come into traveling where you are, and this a year you cannot travel to better place because you have too many women who are too ready to have babies, and travel is not easy to do, and now you are going to not have a food enough for your clan, so you do not feel safe. You feel that the earth has not provided you as it had been doing before. So your security in the belief that Creator will always provide for you has now been confronted, questioned, yes. And so now you begin to think, maybe we did something wrong, or the God would have sent the rain. So now you have to find out who was not doing it right because the God did not send the rain. What you did or did not do has nothing to do with it. But because you are human in human structure, because there you have chosen to come into to create a planet which is polarized based on polarity for your experience as soul. Now you are involved in the physical form of that polarity, not only on the earth but also in the body. So now you have these mental constructs, mental mind, thinking, trying always to make sense of things that occur in a personal way. It is not enough to say, well, the world is its own being, and therefore it goes through their cycles when it does rain and it does not rain. It is not about me personally, because you are in a polarized world, in a polarized body, with these different layers of a viewpoint that you peer through. Now you make whatever happened around you to be about you personally. So now you have to figure out how to control what you have no control over, because you believe it is about you personally to start with. So now you make up religion so that you can appease the gods so the rain will come. And when that does not work, you have to blame someone who has not been doing their prayers right, or the rain would come. And because the rain did not come, you cannot have, you believe that there is not enough to share. And so you must make sure the peoples who are passing through do not take whatever water there is left, because you cannot trust anymore that the God will let the rain come. So your security, your ability to survive is now being challenged. And instead of to maintain a centeredness in your own soul self and recognize that you are part of everything that is occurring in the earth, including the rain which is not falling, you separate yourself from that, and now you are a victim of something you have no control over. So now you must take control over it. So now in the process of needing to control it, you have separated even more away. And there is no way to have control over something without control that does not eventually lead to some kind of violence, because it leads to needing to have power over. And if you need to have power over, that means you must subsume whatever it is you want power over. When you recognize that the only power there is within you, and you are the power in your life, then you no longer need to create violence of any kind in order to control what is around you, because you know it is only your own experience that you must control. You have no control over events. You must become part of the events. You must become part of the river which is drying up. You must recognize it as part of yourself, part of your creation, part of the whole, and find a way to be integrated with it, to integrate yourself with your soul and with the world around you, instead of to believe it is something to be used or controlled for your personal use. So this was a long way around to try to come to an explanation about violence, but you can see, if you begin with that seed,